Test. Okay. Welcome to vlog number 19. This is Herbie speaking, and this is the Herb and Peach channel. Today we're going to talk about what's been happening since the last vlog, and then I'm going to talk about like a rundown of the next part of what happened in Philippines as we've been going more into depth into it. Me and my overthinking kind of stuff. So, last week, thanks to First Street Bar and Jay Kane, I was able to perform Plans live. The open mic they have there every Tuesday, so shout out First Street Bar, shout out Jay Kane for hosting, always doing a great job. Heard him play bass last night too, that was cool. The body map be wildin'. I'm an alien. It's embarrassing, but that's all the more reason why I gotta show it. The bright side is that I think I'm really close to a breakthrough, which is nice. I know. But you can at least act like you haven't heard me say that before. Nelson and I have been doing some jams, and those have been really sick. It's getting way more fun. Feeling so smooth. I just can't wait to keep going for that. Yeah, we're trying to keep it a regular. Here's a little sample. No, I said a little sample, not a middle sample. 15-minute effect. Some of you have been hearing me talk about this. I've been doing this 15-minute on, 5-minute off, 15-minute on, 5-minute off, 15-minute back again, 3 sprints in a row with 2 mini breaks in between, and an extended break after one of those full circuits. It's been amazing. I won't go too much into it here now, but as far as productivity goes, make a plan no matter how imperfect. I can go on and on about this 15-minute thing, and I will, but not in this video particularly. So there's that. You know how I am. Like, just give me a second, as I say. Let me fix my body really quick. So I'll try to keep this not the longest video that you've ever seen before. So here's a rundown of what we're going to be recapping. First of all, we're going to talk about Orion and then Olongapo. That's pretty much all we have time for. It's pretty dense. And then we're going to end with heading out to Tagaytay. Please forgive me. It's like I'm an alien. There have been a few times recently where it's just freaking hurt really bad, so I'm trying to be more gentle about it. Anyway, so Orion, shout out to Uncle June, tatay, nanay for the bilyaran, kuya tinoy, ate Gina, Calvin, his wife and his kids, Giselle, Quin, dharvie, geniya, Bryan, Julius. I mean, those aren't the kids, but shout out Bryan, Julius. Uncle Danny, Auntie Irene, Uncle Junior, Auntie Myrna. Shout out, I think it's called like Lomai, Silog or something. They played Yellow, which I'll get to for another time. That's for Keel, kuya Jojo and his kids, his 11 kids that were there at this banquet, but I mean his other kids too that couldn't make it. To start in Orion, before this banquet thing, it was basically the highlight was just chilling at Uncle Danny's house, having one-on-one talks that were just unforgettable. I was on my laptop, we're outside on his porch, and just like, you know, just guy to guy, just eventually just started talking about like the world, philosophy, religion, aswang, the shapeshifter, like the mythos in Philippines, the manananggal. We're just talking about how like humans need answers for stuff, you know. That's where like superstition is born. I mean, humans just have a hard time being okay with not knowing something. They gotta attach some kind of answer to everything, you know. Talked about his experience in the Navy, him as a computer technician. Well, just to back up, just to finish what we were saying about that, That's like mildly annoying, if not incredibly frustrating, that I still need to use my hand from the exterior to basically facilitate the finishing of this process. But I guess we got some evidence of it. It's very shameful for me. It's very embarrassing. I don't like showing it, but I know that that's the point. You gotta. Anyway, so I was talking about with like Uncle Danny and stuff. Like, we're just talking about how like there's usefulness to like the mythos and the stereotypes or superstitions for parents. It's, you know, coming up with aswang, shapeshifters, and mananangals. Like, it's functional as a parent, especially back in the day when, you know, the wildlife really was out there to get you. So you go out at night. I mean, there's a lot of truth behind the idea of staying in at night, you know, not going out at night. There's just a lot of truth to the safety of the nature of that kind of lifestyle, I guess, or not really a lifestyle, but more of a strategy, I guess. And then we talked about his experience in the Navy. It was really cool getting to know him like on a one-to-one basis, his computer technician lifestyle in the Navy. I mean, he's like loading up programs. He's like the technician who's like handling the physical aspect of the computer. And that's the 15-minute mark. I'm just gonna leave it running because I think having separate like files to sync is actually not that tight. Okay. Anyway, just think about like programs nowadays. You just double click. Like the programs that he was doing back in the day was like more like literally think about like a 10-pound bucket. It looks like a bucket. It's a 10-pound cartridge that you load in like a big Game Boy cartridge. Shoo! These computers were gigantic, and they were like doing like one calculation that we just take for granted. So it's just kind of crazy to think about like physicalizing these programs, and like each program like a calculator or like your Maps app, they were just like a gigantic cartridge that you had to like you had to actually load in like a gigantic Game Boy Advance cartridge with a handle, or a Nintendo Switch cartridge, but like freaking 10 pounds. These giant slots for it. I don't know if that's really what it looked like, but you know what I mean. Like that, it's on the boat, and he's like in charge of handling that technicalities, and we were just like bonding over just like the different ways that can go wrong. Just my knowledge of computer science with his computer technician knowledge, and just like where it overlaps. Like an example of that would be like, is the bug software logic, or is the fact that one of the pins is busted, or what? Then onto this banquet that like my mom like decided to throw for like her families in Orion. And that was pretty cool. Brian's mom with the chicken barbecue skewers. Thank you, auntie. Dinuguan was super good. It's all about the ones with meat, not fat. I like dinuguan, but not the ones with like heck of fat in it. I don't know. There's like two types. It doesn't seem like they ever mix it that much. When you find the one with the meat and there's just all meat, it's so good. Dinuguan with just the meat, super good. With the suman though, for me is like, it's kind of meh. People keep suggesting to me, and I'm just like, question mark. Took a small beer run with Julius, driving Bryan and me. Thank you, bro. Thank you for driving and caring for Uncle Junior as well. Family is family. Finally, the scene Julius was talking about the night before finally, what's the word? Not manifested, but appeared. Scene finally happened. The birds. I was like a golden retriever asking about it every minute, and then when it finally came, I missed like the first 10 minutes of it. But, dude, this thing is crazy, bro. Straight out of a movie or a film. Look at this. Speaking of speaking, Tagalog is still a barrier, but less so than before. Chatting with the homies and families like should be even easier next time, hopefully. I do wonder how my dad feels about being with my mother's family, but not for long, because the next day, later we go to Olongapo, but the next day I accompany my mother and Uncle Danny to the market. Fish, dealers, and more fish. Plans for my mom's birthday, or for my nanay's birthday. Dude, vacuum sealing is so great. Everyone should vacuum seal. Like Eileen is getting so great great at getting plushies. I was joking around saying like, yeah, if she keeps getting them, just vacuum seal them. It's way easier to send them home and you can get hella. Side note, looking at all the Filipino reagent foods and stuff there, like jarred up mangoes, jarred up mani, which is like peanuts, and like assortment with like peanuts mixed with like dried fish. Super cool. But it's cool to see that all of those different foods are becoming more like, I don't know, it's like taking themselves more seriously, the more love. It's like you could see that there's more love put into the product that they're selling, and that's always a great thing. I love seeing Filipino products take themselves more seriously. Like they got labels with themes and logos, standardized packaging and stuff. Good stuff. Good job, guys. So off to Olongapo. Thank you, Uncle June. Shout out Uncle June. We traveled. I'm thankful for getting closer to Uncle June. Just naturally, I'm not trying to be like his best friend, but just for us to feel like bros, it's there. This dude is a biker, okay? He like mountain bikes, and I always gotta catch up with him about that every time I go there, because I mean that's like one of the few things I can really understand. He's got like kids and stuff. I don't understand that yet, but I always try to ask about what I can. I saw him leave later with like a skater helmet, and that's when I found out how different skater helmets are from biker helmets. He looked like Tony Hawk. I was like, look at this kid, look at this youth. Anyway, he took us to Olongapo. We visited Uncle Biani's house first. Spent 2 hours basically immediately, so my bad to my sister and Uncle June. Probably ever just cooking in the car, but with air conditioning. Dry dealies. Spent 2 hours putting fresh new handles on my dad's golf clubs because he left them there like 7 years ago. They're like just trashed in the rain. They were trashed, but like the handles are pretty disgusting. So we had to do it right away because Uncle June was going to take them back to Orion. We didn't have space in the car for all of our suitcases, so we had to get that done so that when he would leave, he would just have, I don't know, there was something going on with like the storing, and it was just easier for us to do it right away. Fixing those golf clubs was like, it was like a good teamwork experience, team bonding with my dad and like his cousin, and it was just cool to hear their stories and just hear them talk. I was just thankful for being there, just trying to just observe, you know, just trying to be there and not make it about myself, even though it was friggin' hot over there. Anyway, straight to SM after that, which is Shoe Mart, for those of you who don't know. We went to Max's. Dude, I love Max's, okay? I won't stop talking about this. So we saw Auntie Vina there, and Eric, she brought like the one that she's with right now. I won't go into sensitive details. It was great to meet new family, period. I'd never met her before. She's like gone off the map for like 20 years or something. Anyway, we meet at Max's Chicken. I'm just saying, man, Max's Chicken. I know that Michael, shout out Michael Klamerus. We talk about Max's Chicken. He said it was okay. He's had bad experiences in the one in Mira Mesa. I have too, but dude, the one in Philippines, for me, never a bad experience at any of the ones that I go to. I'm such a goob. I'm just like always eating at the same place. I'm a simple man, whatever. But the spring chicken's always juicy, crispy. The skin tastes like it's made of butter or something. I don't know what they do, but oh lord. I'll talk about other restaurants in other videos, but the theme for this video is friggin' Max's because it's friggin' amazing. Also met up with Tito Dolitz. I think that was my first time meeting him. I hope you're doing well, man. The sinigang at Max's Chicken too, dude. Okay, I know. I'm gonna stop talking about Max's Chicken, but the sinigang, dude, the sinigang as well. It's not like the best sinigang, but like for a sit-down restaurant that's freaking everywhere in Philippines, the combination of all these different flavors, it's freaking hard to beat because Max's is like everywhere. Manam is freaking amazing. I'm gonna PG-13. But Max's is like the general, like it's like everywhere. So, you know, you just have different expectations for different types of restaurants. Anyway, amazing. The combination of the sinigang, bangos, the spring chicken, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. So we check into the ACA Hotel, which is like 15 minutes away from the SM in Subic. Or Olongapo. My mind thinks in terms of how far things are from SM because that's how my ignorant brain geographies these areas. We go to some soup place later that night. I forgot the name, but I got to hang out with Keel, his new fiance. Congratulations, Jean. So we hung out there, and then later I got to meet my dad's cousins after dinner, my auntie Eileen's kids. We got to meet them in the, we all rendezvoused in the Riviera Olongapo. Ran into and met Chelsea as well, who was in the band on the rooftop that we ended up going to later. They were part of the Synoda band, which was super cool. Adonis backwards, look it up, it's just dope. Synoda. We met the band, Dex, who's the front man, I believe. It was a great time. They had a reggae twist on a few songs, which is standard for vacations in the Philippines. They invited me on stage, made room for me to perform Sunday morning with them, which honestly, I'm cool just watching, but jamming is fun too. A little before that, I got to hang out and talk with Keel a little bit, and then shortly after that, I had a separate talk, which is just as great, with Prolet, my auntie Eileen's son, one of her children. Shout out Frolet, hope you're doing well, man. We went rapid fire back and forth, just talking about music stuff. It's just, what do you do? What do you do? Where do you go? Where do you go? What have you done? What blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. It was freaking cool. So he invites me to hang out at the studio the next day, so that was freaking cool. We all left together, fantastic night, spent some time hanging around the infinity pool in the morning, the day after, and I saw a few happy families swimming in the pool, and then I also see this kid who's all alone with his mom. His mom's not in the pool, she's like on her phone, and he's like in the pool and, you know, trying to get her attention and almost wants to hang out with the other family. Dude, had me thinking a lot. I was like, oh man, just had me thinking, Mom, look. She looks up for her phone. Don't go too far. She looks back at her phone, you know. It was like, oh boy, oy vey. Anyway, I had breakfast and brunch with the fam as they came through to the AC hotel. My dad invited his long lost sister over there, and I got to hang out with them. It was really cool to see them interact. There was no Dealis, so I was sad life still. But bro, Dealis and me during this trip was like, it's like this, man, dude. I'm like, I was like searching for it everywhere. Where art thou? We chilled at the cabanas next to the pool. With the family after some long catch-ups. We had some great talks about just like the values of hard work. I thought it was really cool coming together, different countries, different eras of our lives, basically having been absent from life, from each other for like so long. I thought it was really cool that we weren't just talking about like movies and stuff, but we were talking about, you know, the struggles of life. We're sharing stories, motivating each other. I thought that was really cool, man. Especially with the way the world's going right now. It's like there's nothing better than just like talking about stuff that you can hold on throughout your days where you're not together, because I mean, you know, we all have our lives. So that is really cool, really productive, and like a real good way of bonding. Like a real way, not just like talking about vapid stuff that's you're never gonna care about, or, you know, that's never gonna be relevant to like the struggles of life. So anyway, Keel and I talked about Dota a lot, which like the good old days of like Warcraft 3. I thought that was so cool, man. Like, dude, we're just getting along, just like things that I had no idea we were experiencing similar stuff. You know, different countries and all. I didn't even know each other until a few years back. So we chilled for a while. That was cool. Dude, Keel, I have a project coming for you. Don't even trip, bro. Don't even trip. So eventually, my auntie Emmy came, which is like my mom's best friend from like college and stuff. She came through with her husband. Oops. That's my little 15-minute thing, right? But I'm gonna cheat a little bit this time because I want to finish this. So yeah, we chilled for a while, and then we are just chilling by the cabanas. And then Auntie Eileen actually offered to be the one to take me to the studio that Prolet was at. So ended up going with Tito Tolitz, who was driving, and Auntie Eileen. Checked out that K5 FM news station in Olongapo, bro. That was just mad exciting. Met up with Prolets, met a bunch of the staff there, just a bunch of musicians later too, just sharing their passion. Not all of them, but I mean, I met the staff there. They were great. They were very kind, all these smiling faces. And then Prolet, me, and his homie Chris, or John Insight, shout out John Insight. Just a bunch of musicians in the top room, just freaking sharing our passion. Prolet is a poet, freestyling, dude, in that room. He got it, dude. That rhythm, bro, while he freestyles. I didn't understand a word of what he was saying, but damn, dude, it was fun to witness, and I appreciated him showing the videos of him performing. I felt just blessed to have made contact. It was great chilling with them in that top room. Shout out John Insight. One of the best things about being there, about being with other creators, is just hearing their process, their story, how they arrive at creating. They let me show them Ain't Mine and plans a la my Boy Meteor project. It's just humbling. A lot of Filipino artists are really coming up, putting their heart into this stuff. You can hear it. Thanks for showing me TUS, White Toyota, and all your other projects, Paulette. I hope to link up online soon and in person as the years pass, future like. We had a great talk. I'll never forget chilling on the porch across the Olongapo City Hall after our session, and we were just like talking about life. He was sharing stories. I don't know, I was just absorbing all the stories that he was sharing with me about his life there, skating. I was just listening and learning, and I was just envisioning the lives of my family that I had missed out on. He sends me on a path how to get home. He's like, all right, take this yellow bus, go here, it goes there. All right, get off over here, take that bus, go to the SM, and then get a ride from there or something like that. And I thought it was really cool. I thought it was like an adventure, so I appreciated it. But so I finally did get home. Just a little bit of coordinating on my side that I needed to do just to understand how to get there. I was just like, okay, get on a taxi here, okay, get off here, not here, okay, now this is it. I thought it was really cool. It was a fun time. And then when I get back to the hotel, I get a call from Ate Eileen. Bless her soul, she was worried about me. But I was all right. It was cool. I'm a grown man. Then my father, mother, and I hit up the Riviera again. Just watching live music. We leave because some really loud Korean dudes come through with some very nice ladies that seem very excited to be with them despite not being able to speak the same language. We check out Mug Sai Sai later. Bro, I love hearing stories about how it used to be. Every genre of live music available all down the street. You want country? Start at this bar. You want rock? Go here. And then you want disco? Go next door. Go next door. You want R&B? Go next door. All these crazy clubs. Each of them have like their own genre of music. Some of them stacked on each other. Just a giant row. It's like Vegas or something. And I heard that it's just a shadow of its former self. I heard the lights on the club used to stack up all the way to the top of these buildings, like 3 clubs on top of each other. Boom. Go. I was just hugely thankful to be experiencing that in the middle of the night. It was only like midnight or something, as it were, but just seeing it and hearing my dad tell stories about it after we hit up one of the clubs and just like watched them perform live music. We had like a couple beers, went outside, just hearing him recount how it was really cool. If I was younger, my heart would have been racing to think about talking to like these people that were just showing up at freaking 1 a.m. Apparently these things stay open till 4 or 5. I would have been racing over like, dude, what's up? Kamusta na? Anong pangalan mo? Taga saan ka? Where you from? All that kind of stuff. Anyway, we go home, get a good night's sleep. The most humbling thing, dude. So Prolet invites me to do an artist interview and a performance with DJ Fantasia on, the next day, on K5 News FM. And I was like, dude, I don't know if my parents are going to be cool with this, but I'm going to Tagaytay. Thankfully, my parents accommodated, dude. I appreciate you guys. How could I turn down my cousin for such a great opportunity? I came through. The next day, did a 2-hour interview / performance session. I had no idea it was going to be like that. It zoomed by that quick. Shout out Martha, aka DJ Fantasia. It was an unforgettable experience despite the fact that we got copyright struck, which means that no one could really listen to the playback of the music. I got some interview video, but like the music's all cut out. I talked to some people about it. We gotta deal with that in the future, man. I'll talk about that later, but that was kind of a bummer. But it was an unforgettable experience and definitely like a pivotal moment for me. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Ate Eileen, Prolet, Martha, and John Insight, and everyone at K5 News FM for the opportunity, dude. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart. If something happens to me before I can come back, just know that it was a huge thing for me. Okay, we finish up here. Prolet wasn't there at the interview performance, which was the next day after I hung out with him, unfortunately. But that's where we'll end for today because I forgot how dense this trip was. I loved reliving these memories just right now, talking about it. From the banquet to Olongapo, all the Max's chicken dinners, ACIA, and the radio station. I'm just so blessed to see my family interact with each other like family. We just one another, you know. You do learn so much about yourself and what you can do for yourself if you just keep your eyes open to your own family, especially. I mean, they're so close to heart. You're so much more similar than you could even imagine. And so through our shortcomings and through our achievements, there's so much I was able to absorb and apply, you know. I'm very thankful, very blessed. Thank you for watching vlog number 19, guys. My name is Herbie. This is the Herb and Peach channel. See you next week. We'll talk about heading up to Tagaytay, my mom losing her bag, our time in Tagaytay, and then probably back to Manila. Big love, family and friends. Peace out.